Welcome to Magician's Advice Recommends. My name's Ian Brennan, and today we're going to talk about these peak devices by Mark Evans Magic. They're called MindPeak Lite and MindPeak Business Card. Let's start with MindPeak Lite. MindPeak Lite, in the box or in the bag, you'll get two envelopes, one specially gimmicked, one regular for examination. You can easily hand out the regular one, get it examined, and then do a clever switch and hand it out again so they feel like they've examined both. It's tricky holding them like this. I have to figure out which one's which because you can't tell just from looking at them which one's which. They look the same. The way it would work is your spectator writes information on a card. They then pop that into the envelope you're choosing. So pop it into the envelope. They can close it up. They can have a look at the envelope. All looks completely legit, but I now know the information that was in there. Simple as that. I know the information. They can look at both envelopes. They can have a good old fondle round, and then at the end we can take out the information from it as well. So it's not difficult. It's really easy to do. There's a tiny bit of audience management because you want them in front of you, not behind, but these do all the work for you, and you get to see the whole card. That's MindPeak Lite. The price point for this is ridiculously cheap. It's £14.99 with free shipping. So, and at the moment, I think Mark's even got a sale on it on his site. That might have gone by the time this comes out. But check it out. A really, really easy peek. You get to see the whole card for under 15 quid. What's not to love? These will probably last you maybe 100 performances, 150 performances. I think if you're not careful with them, after that they will start to wear out a little bit. So you might have to get yourself either buy some new ones or just make your own. Once you've seen how it works, you'll be able to craft your own. You can swap the images for a different image. You can change that for your own logo. You can put something on top of that. That does help. That does do something quite sneaky in there for you. So you want something on the front, but there's nothing saying you couldn't swap it. And there's nothing saying you couldn't make your own once you know the method and the ins and outs of it. There's a clever bit of marking on the envelopes so you know which one's which I forgot about at the start, so I had to check. But yeah, 15 quid, a full card peak. What's not to love? Let's have a look at MindPeak Business Card. So this is MindPeak Business Card. Similar, but subtly different. And depending on what sort of person you are, you might prefer that one, you might prefer this one. These envelopes feel a lot stronger. They're made out of thicker card, and that's due to the method. The method's subtly different on these. If I get our information again, put that into the envelope now is a long lengthways opening rather than a sideways opening. I can show the card front and back. Show both cards front and back, easy peasy. And then I can, just like that, I can get the glimpse of what the information is. So I now know what the information is on there. The downside to this is, even though I can show it all like that, you only get half the information. What do I mean by that? So there's my business card. I could only see the word part that I put on mine. I couldn't see the number. So when you get them to write the information down, you'll need a box for them to draw in a space so they don't go all over the card. Just restrict them. You can do that by having your information on the top and get them to write on the bottom half, or vice versa, have a gap on the top. You could draw a line and say, write your word on it. I'm teaching this, okay, because I know you know all this. They can write on half of the card. You then get a full peek of that half of the card. That's the downside of this one. The other one, MindPeak Lite, you can see the whole card. The plus side of this is once that's in there, you get your peek, and then you can display them completely after you've got your peek completely displayed. The other ones, if you watch it back, I was being a bit sneaky with how I handled it. Whereas with these ones, you can be completely free. They feel really well made, and you can maybe even hand these out to a spectator and they might not notice there's something special going on with one of the envelopes. I think they're probably that well made, they might not even notice. I probably wouldn't hand them both out, but it's completely up to you. Price point for these are coming in at about £25 at the moment, so they are more expensive than the other ones. The peak is a different method. So it's not the same peak in both. This peak is cleaner in a lot of ways than that one. I don't think you're going to get caught with either of them. This one's cleaner, and they're stronger cards. So you can be a lot rougher with these, and they'll last you twice as long, 5 times as long as the other ones. And it's only £10 difference. I think it all depends on what you want to do with them. Do you want that sort of peak? Do you want this sort of peak? I said you could probably make your own version of those once you know how it's done. I don't think you could make your own version of these. So bear that in mind as well. I think for me, the ones that I'll be using the most are the MindPeak business cards, and the MindPeak Lite I will keep and I'll use those on other occasions if I don't have these ones with me. These will be my go-to choice. We've got a few other Mark Evans magic bits to share with you over the next few weeks. Mark's a prolific creator of magic. Check out his website, that'll be popping up on the bottom. I think he's got a sale on at the moment. If he hasn't, don't panic. The stuff is so affordably priced on there anyway. Just go along and support a new creator, support what he's doing. MindPeak Lite, MindPeak Business Card. 2 fantastic ways to get peaks in your shows. I love it. Love it.